At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Well, that's not what we wanted to show you here. I got to get that out of the way. There you go. Let's take a look at the radar here. Good morning, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. You're watching Coffee with Krueger. It's every weekday morning at 7 a.m. Be sure to check it out, even when we're not dealing with inclement weather. Although it was quite an active week, quite an active day yesterday. We did see some snowflakes in parts of the valley. Did it amount to much? No, and as expected, we really only saw just the mix. There were some areas that saw some minor, we're talking trace amounts of accumulation in parts of the valley, especially as it headed to some of the higher elevations in the valley. I did get reports in West Red Bluff, higher elevations there, did see some of that as well. But now you can see things have really quieted down out there. Look at that, even some lightning strikes over the Sierra here, starting off the morning here. I'm taking a look at the latest radar image right now. A little bit of activity out towards Eureka along the coast there. That's in association with a very weak disturbance that's actually pushing through as we speak, and that will be responsible for more scattered snow showers in the higher elevations and, maybe even a stray shower or thunderstorm for some of us in the valley. Boy, I got a lot of great pictures. Let's start off with a couple of dogs here. This is courtesy of Tracy Sackett, and this is in MacArthur at about 3,500 feet. Oh, the dog is looking pretty happy. Sometimes dogs just love the snow as much as we do and the kids, right? I think I remember showing this last year. We'll call him Bob the Weather Dog. That's what Pamela calls him, the Weather Dog. And look at him. It looks like, looks a little grumpy, right? But I think he's actually really happy because that right there, either Pamela threw a snowball at him. I hope you didn't, but maybe you did, because he's got snow on his face, which tells me that maybe he was kind of rolling around in the snow, having a good time, but then realizing snow is cold. All right, well, if you want to share your photos, all you got to do is just go to the free Weather NorCal app, and there's a section down there. You can scroll at the very bottom. There is a section in there where you can basically send those photos for free. Very easy to upload those photos to my weather computer. And then of course I can very easily do that. I love seeing them on social media. It's great. I appreciate that and it's great, but there's several more steps I got to take to get that into my weather computer. Whereas if you share them from the app, super easy for me to do that. Just wanted to kind of give you a heads up on that. These are unofficial. I want to stress the word unofficial. These are not official totals. These are coming in from viewers like you. And you can see the elevation, the town, how much snow. Look at Mount Shasta City. Now, I put the word plus there because sometimes the report we're saying, hey, this is how much snow I saw, and it's still coming down. So most likely Mount Shasta City saw over a foot of snow. That's a very good possibility. I got a report from someone in Ashland, Oregon. Thank you for watching up in Oregon, even though I don't technically cover your area. 18 inches of snow there. Manton and Etna, 4 inches of snow. Again, keep in mind these are unofficial. You're just coming in from folks like you. All right, Castle, 3,000 feet, 10 inches plus. Fall River Mills, I'd say probably even maybe more than that. Because, what was it? Did I have it in there? No, but we'll take a look at some of the pictures here a little bit later. Bernie, over 2 feet of snow. Lake Shastina, 3,000 feet, 10 inches. Hat Creek, 9 inches of snow. Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Boy, what a week. Didn't shave. I said, you know what? Yesterday was a rough day. I was out there. Just big day, big day. Of course, we saw the snowflakes in the valley. It just made for a very tricky day. We've got people checking in this morning. We've got, looks like James Mandy Chap saying, good morning. Have a great and safe day. Good morning, everyone. Be safe. The road is very slippery, icy everywhere. I hope you have a good day. Yeah, we're going to be going into those chain requirements and a lot of them, even here this morning, despite the fact that you look at the radar, there's not much activity going on out there right now. Wow, what a day. Looking forward to the weekend. You know what? I am too. Here's the thing, and I'm so excited because here's the thing. This week has just been crazy, right? The flooding. We saw snowflakes on the coast a couple of days ago. We saw snowflakes in the valley yesterday. It kept me on my toes all week long. I'm exhausted. I'm so excited, though, because I get to enjoy the weekend. The weekend's going to be quiet weather. I can hand off the weather to Chase Wilson. He'll take care of the forecast. Starting this evening, I am going to be at the Mount Shasta Ski Park, taking my son to his alpine practice for snowboarding. I'm going to bring my skis, and I'm going to ski this evening. And you know what? I'm going to ski again on Sunday, as he has alpine practice as well. If I'm up to it, maybe even going up on Saturday. I don't know. It'll probably be busy. Who knows? It's hard to say. Because the thing is, if you go on Sunday, it's Super Bowl Sunday, most people are going to want to stay home. I don't know. They'll probably have the Super Bowl on the bar there, though. Good morning. It is, we got a couple more people checking in this morning. We got Stephen Cook saying, or Cook, saying it's 35 degrees in Durham. Curtis Brown had a small accumulation of snow. Yeah, I think you're just a slightly higher elevation, maybe. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Curtis, you could maybe correct me on that. Catherine, good morning. A lot of shoveling out today. 32 degrees, 11 and a half inches at the Castle area. Did I have that? I don't know. I don't know if I had that much in Castle, at least based on the report I got. Good morning from snowy Lewiston. Oh, man. I bet it's gorgeous up there. I bet it is gorgeous. Looks like French Gulch got some snow from Lynn Jones. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't have any confirmed reports, but probably. Good morning from Deanne. Oh, look at that. Hanging out with the kiddo there. That is a fun profile picture. Gotta love it. Don't know if my helper can get here to my house with the snow on the road. Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be, it's a mess out there. Absolutely. All right. Well, for those of you that are checking in for the latest forecast, what do you say we do that? And this is Krueger's Quickcast. Now, we took a look at the radar here just a second ago, but you can see right now, mainly along the coast right now, there's some snow just north of the state line. This is your Krueger's Quickcast for your Friday, February 7th. And right now, temperatures upper 30s for most of us in the valley. We've gotten up to about 40 degrees out at the Reading Airport. Low 30s for Weaverville and Hayfork, 29 degrees for Alturas. We've got those upper 30s, low 40s along the coast right now. As you're heading out the door this morning, maybe a stray shower, as we're seeing that right now on the coast. Maybe some snow flurries for some of us in the higher elevations. But really, as you saw on the radar, it's fairly dry. Let's take a look at that again, shall we? Right now, of course, we've got our satellite image here, and if you notice, see if I can zoom in on that. See if I can zoom in on that right now. I don't know if that's going to mess things up. It probably will, but hopefully not too much. But there you can see that little swirl of low pressure? That's a weak disturbance passing through along with the cold and unstable air, and that's what's giving us those showers that we're seeing on the coast right now. And it may also bring a few showers for parts of the valley too later this afternoon. We'll get into that here in just a bit. Still have flood advisories and warnings that we need to tell you about, which we'll go into more detail in your deeper dive. And look at this coming in from the Storm Prediction Center, putting in a chance for thunderstorms for parts of Northern California. All right, so let's take a look at Futurecast here and show you what we can expect here this morning. 8 a.m., 9, 10, 11. Look at that. Not a whole lot going on, is there? This is through the noon hour. Maybe a snow flurry for parts of the mountains here. But, you know, we may even be hard-pressed to kind of clear things out a little bit here. But we'll call it partly to mostly cloudy. What's that? A few stray showers trying to develop here this afternoon. If you see a stray shower, it's going to be few and far between. Most of us, including the mountains, most of us will be dry, but the valley in particular, right? Now, there's an even slimmer chance for an isolated thunderstorm later on this afternoon, evening, but it's not entirely out of the question. And then, of course, you can see some of the snow off to the east, towards Modoc County, eastern mountains, and then 8 o'clock is going to kind of start to wrap itself up. Boy, this is just getting slimmer and slimmer. A winter storm warning for Trinity County until 8 o'clock this morning. Winter weather advisory until 8 o'clock this morning for northern Humboldt, and that's also for 8 o'clock this morning. Essentially, it's done. We're done with the snow, folks. These advisories should be allowed to expire sooner than we typically see them. Let's take a look at the chain requirements out there, and man, oh man, it's still a mess. Highway 299, Buckhorn Summit, Oregon Mountain, Berry Summit, no chain requirements there. But it's probably very slick. You need to be careful. Between 299 and 36 on Highway 3, yes. Chain requirements. 36, yes. East and west. North on I-5, Mount Shasta City, north to the state line, yes, chain requirements. Highway 3 near Wairika, chain requirements. 97 northeast of Weed, chain requirements. Look at all the chain requirements east of I-5. Look at all the chain requirements as you get towards the very kind of bottom right corner of your screen there. That's near the Tahoe region. It is a mess out there this morning. Take a look at some of the roads. Fondale exit still looks like it's a little backed up. I think they're still screening vehicles, last check, at least screening big rigs. But there's a bit of a backup at the Fondale exit here this morning. This is what it looks like at Dunsmuir. Looks a little wet. There's still some leftover snow on the side of the road there. Looks a little foggy this morning in Mount Shasta City. But there still looks to be some snow on the highway there. Look at Snowman's Hill, 4,500 feet. Oh man, that looks pretty slick. There you can see Anderson Grade, North Hilt. Looks for the most part not bad, but still a little slippery out there. Oregon Mountain, Buckhorn Summit, looks like that has cleared out. That's why there aren't any chain requirements out there right now. Hatchet Mountain, slippery. 299.89, slippery. Cedar Pass, no big surprises there, over 6,000 feet. Looks pretty icy up there. Shingletown, that camera's back up. Man, I wish it was up yesterday. I would have loved to have seen the kind of snow you saw out there yesterday. Lassen Park looks pretty pretty snow covered. Icy there on Bogard Ranger Station. We're also looking now at Highway 36, and you can see Chester looks a little icy there for down your summit. Also looks pretty icy. Doesn't look good. All right, taking a look at Mount Shasta Ski Park. This is an image from yesterday, but I wanted to share this because, wow, look at all of that snow. And it's going to be cool to see some of the images from this morning once the sun comes up, which here is very shortly. And now, what was it, last week and a half ago, reporting about 64 inches out at the summit. Now it's 102 inches out at the summit. What a blessing for the ski park. All of that great snow to get up there and enjoy some powder maybe, right? Low 50s, low to mid 50s here for the valley today, and for the mountains it's still going to be cold. Temperatures mainly in the 30s, and we're talking upper 40s for most of us along the coast. Let's take a look at that 7-day outlook for the valley. Minus a stray sprinkle, maybe a stray shower, mainly dry today. And then of course it's dry through Wednesday. And you can see, of course, the wet weather coming in on Thursday. By the way, next week's system, the long-range forecast model is in pretty good agreement that it's going to be another possible low snow event. We'll see. I'm not setting it in stone, but look at the snow levels. I'm just kind of broad brushing that snow level on Thursday at about 1,000 feet. Could see some of those morning showers for parts of the coast. There's your 7-day forecast for Siskiyou, Modoc, and the Eastern Mountains. About 1,000 feet there as well. So again, very low snow levels are in the forecast. Taking a look at some of the cameras out there, we're looking at Lake Oroville. There's your live stream right there. Some low clouds, a lot of low clouds out there, but really not much in the way of rain this morning. Not that much of a breeze either. Looking at Main Street, Chico on Highway 32. It looks like the roads are still wet from the leftover rain or from the rain that we saw last night. By the way, I've got a buddy of mine who lives in Chico, and he said last night, I think he had sent me a text about 9 o'clock at night. I was asleep, but I saw it this morning. He said that there were some wet flakes where he was in Chico. Interesting. Highway 99 at Neal Road still looks a little wet on the roadway there as well, left over from some of the rain we saw last night. Highway 44 at Sundial Bridge Drive doesn't look as wet. I think it started to kind of dry out a little bit sooner. Well, today is Friday. We have got our pet of the week, and we've got an active one, folks. Let's meet this week's pet. Hello everyone, Mike Krueger from Weather NorCal. You are watching Pet of the Week. We got Katrina from Haven Humane Society and Maverick, who is our Pet of the Week. Gorgeous. I mean,
isn't
really,
he?
Yeah.
No, he is pretty spectacular. So Maverick is about 2.5 years old. He's like a Husky Shepherd mix.
No energy, has zero energy.
None at all. So you definitely need to be a pretty active household for this guy.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But he's very, very social. He's not really scared of anything. He's very outgoing with people, with animals. He's definitely a good adventure buddy.
I think so. And I got a little dirt in my mouth.
You and me both.
So yeah, definitely some energy. Looks like, what do you think would be a good house? Like kids, other pets?
I think kids and other pets would be great for him. I just think anyone who I would say anyone who's an experienced dog owner. I don't think he would be great for a first type dog owner, just because Huskies and Shepherds are very smart breeds, and they typically want a lot to do. So I would say if you're an experienced dog owner, he would be a fantastic home.
Yeah, I mean, definitely already kind of whining a little bit, saying, hey, come on, I want to do something here. So if you are interested in Maverick or any other animal they have here at Haven Humane Society, you can give the number on your screen a call. And of course, they'll take care of you here at Haven Humane Society. Thank you so much, Katrina. Thank you, Maverick. And yeah, Maverick would love to go home with you. We'll see you next week on Pet of the Week. All right, so there you have it. Very active dog, but beautiful. Those blue eyes, some great colors, just a beautiful dog here. Has some energy, so be prepared for a dog that has some energy, but you know, with a little bit of training, you can a lot of times take care of some of that energy. Let's see here. We've got, what's this? Interesting. This is kind of cool. So hopefully, I'm not sure how Stacy discovered Weather NorCal, but this is really cool. So Stacy Sharp is saying, coming to Chico from Wilmington, North Carolina next week. I would love to see some sunshine. So Stacy, I'm curious, are you from here? Do you live in North Carolina? How did you discover Weather NorCal? I mean, how cool is that you're watching right now from North Carolina to find out what's going on with the weather for next week? That's awesome. Yeah, interesting. We got Lynn Jones saying, yes, there is snow in French Gulch. All right, there you go. There's their confirmation right there from you, the viewers. That is so awesome. We've also got Kimberly saying, nice and snug and warm in my house today. Absolutely. All right, so that is fun. But yeah, someone watching from Wilmington, North Carolina this morning. Gotta love it. I'm going national, folks. I'm going national. But of course, by the way, this is fun. Before we get to our deeper dive forecast, I want to show you something, because this is something that I'm really proud to be a part of. Let's see if it'll pop up here. National. I am part of what's known as the National Weather Network, and this is very new. This is something that if we're going to go and take a look at this right now. See all those dots, those red dots? There's where we are, Northern California. We've got one in Nebraska. We've got one in Louisiana. We've got two in Tennessee, and of course one in New Jersey. We are the 6 founding fathers of the National Weather Network. We are all basically doing what I'm doing, and that is digital only. And this is a growing and will be a growing network. We are hoping to get a lot more red dots on this map, and we've got a lot of people who are inquiring about what we do. We had a convention in December, and we had over 100 people who were interested in all this. It was an amazing experience. So this is really cool, because all you have to do, let's kind of scroll down and you can see the different, see all of our live weather channels that we have. You can see Weather NorCal right now. That's what we're seeing right now. There's Nebraska, there's central Louisiana. We've got Tennessee Valley Weather, which is really one of the founding, big time founding fathers, as well as Norcast Weather. They're the two that have been doing this longer than any of us. And then, of course, East Tennessee out in Knoxville, my buddy Mike Witcher out there. So this is really coast-to-coast weather from local meteorologists. See, all 6 of us, we are all local meteorologists in our area. And we have local expertise in our area. And that's what we want to do with this network, is find more and more people who can do this and be a part of this. So be sure to check that out. If you're traveling anywhere across the nation, you can get forecast for that area by a local meteorologist. All right, that was fun. Hey, let's get to our deeper dive forecast now, shall we? And of course, as you know, Coffee with Krueger is made possible by Wind River Resort and Casino. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. Take a look at some of these images. Now, this is from Mount Shasta yesterday morning. This does not include what we saw yesterday afternoon. So even yesterday morning, look how impressive it was. I'm sure it's a lot more impressive than that right now, as I don't have any recent images coming from Mount Shasta, but gorgeous nonetheless. This is looking out at Lake Siskiyou, 3,200 feet, courtesy of Mike Morrison. We're looking at Shasta Forest Village. That's just to the south, to the west of the center of Shingletown, so that you can see plenty of snow there. I love this one. This is O'Brien Mountain at 1,400 feet. This must be Deanna's fence. I call it a dragon. Maybe it's a lizard. I'm not sure, but really cool. Of course, if you look beyond the fence, look at all that snow. Pretty darn cool. Coffee Creek, Margie Bowman sent in this picture here. Possibly her house or property. Looks like some gorgeous snow there. Look at this. Oh, I meant to fix that, but take that out. This is for Bernie. Russell sent in this. Look at that. Classic shot. Over 2 feet of snow where he is. I think at one point, the highest it ever predicted for Bernie was 12 inches, so more than twice that. This is also in Bernie from Kim Beach. Look at that deer getting some wet leaves or something from that branch there. O'Brien Mountain as well. This is from Deanna as well. There you can see some of the wet snow that they see out there. If you want to share your photos, all you got to do is go to the free Weather NorCal app. And by the way, if we're dealing with snow, let me know your location, number one. Number two, how much snow you saw and your elevation. That's a big help for me, especially when we having a hard time figuring out what the snow levels are. That gives me a general idea of what the snow levels are looking like out there. And if you don't have the Weather NorCal app, get it. It's awesome. You'll love it. Just go to your app store, search for Weather NorCal, and I think you'll like what you see. All right, let's take a look at your radar. So again, we're seeing most of it right now towards Eureka. That's it, at least for now. But I do think we can see some more popping up here throughout the morning and, of course, this afternoon as well. So we take a look at the temperatures out there right now. Generally upper 30s, about 40 in the valley. We're in the 20s, 30s for the higher elevations. And it looks like for the coast, much like that of the valley, in the upper 30s, low 40s. So here's your headlines. Drier conditions for most of us as we approach the weekend. And I say that because, there are a few spots here today. There are a few spots even tomorrow morning. But overall, dry through the weekend. Dry pattern expected through the middle of next week. A little kink in there by next Tuesday, though. Rain and snow returns near the end of the week. And there are hints of low snow levels with next week's storm. Could we be talking about the potential for more snow in the valley again? Not out of the question. Take a look at some of these unofficial totals that we saw a little bit earlier, but if you are just tuning in, you can see what we've got here. Keep in mind, these are unofficial. It also depends on the time of the day these were reported. So if this was reported midday, Tule Lake, there's probably more than that, right? So just kind of give you a general idea. Very impressive amounts of snow. We take you out to Castle, about 10 inches. Fall River Mills, 10 inches. Hat Creek, about 9 inches. So loving this. If you have to drive in it, probably not loving it so much, but it makes for a gorgeous, gorgeous sight. And you can see right now, we're just seeing these winter storm watches and warnings. They're all dwindling, right? Because the main event is pretty much done with. These are all expiring at 8 o'clock this morning. Still, though, we're still feeling the impacts of the snow that we saw yesterday. Chain requirements on I-5 around Mount Shasta City northward. All of this east of I-5, everywhere. Chain requirements. Highway 299 west, though, from Reading to the coast, looks chain requirement free, but there are most likely slick spots, so just be careful out there this morning. There you can see Highway 3. There you can see looking at some chain requirements there, and Highway 36. A lot of chain requirements. Now that we're starting to get a little bit of daylight out there, you can get a better picture here. There's Dunsmuir. That looks like it's cleared out, but Snowman Summit looks a little misty. A little foggy out there out at Mount Shasta City this morning. There's a look at Central Eureka. Still a little dark. That latest image coming in 6:36. It's about an hour old. There you can see Anderson Grade and North Hill. Looks like they've cleared out the road there, and looks like it's getting a little bit warmer. Looks more wet than it does icy. That's for sure. But please be careful. There could be some slick spots out there. Buckhorn Summit. This is below Buckhorn Summit. Looks like that's cleared out as well as Oregon Mountain. But to be expected, right? Because there are no chain requirements out there on Highway 299 this morning. But chain requirements Hatchet Mountain, out towards Four Corners, 89 and 299 intersection, Cedar Pass, chain requirements, and you can easily see why. Shingletown, the camera's finally back up. Looks wet. Chain requirements here, chain requirements here. No big surprises. Beauregard Ranger Station, right? Highway 36, chain requirements here near Chester on Highway 89 and 36 intersection. For down near Summit, guess what? Yes, chain requirements. That's at about 5,600 feet. So you've just got to be careful out there. So that's what it looks like this morning, all the chain requirements, right? But look at this. It just all disappears. We are going to see improving conditions. I think eventually chain requirements will be lifted for most of I-5. I think, of course, we're already seeing that for 299 West. I think we'll start to see less and less chain requirements east of I-5. But I need you to check those road conditions here midday through the afternoon, because there is expected to be some more off and on snow showers for some of the higher elevations, Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and the Eastern Mountains in particular. So that could create some minor problems on top of what we're already seeing out there right now. And then, of course, you go into tomorrow morning, once again, maybe still a little bit of leftover chain requirements east of I-5. This is the disturbance I got my eyes on, because the thing is, this is the storm that's been in place. The colder air is finally, an unstable air is moving in. The thing is, the source of moisture, it's gone. We're not looking at a lot of moisture with this system as it passes through. There's some leftover moisture, sure, but not a lot. And so we may see, of course, still some of those snow flurries in the higher elevations, and we could see a stray shower, maybe even a thunderstorm. I think the best chances would be in the valley, slimmer chances elsewhere, but that's kind of the basic idea. The Storm Prediction Center is kind of picking up on that, and this particular forecast model is also picking up on that. 6 o'clock this morning, there are the showers that we're seeing near Eureka. It's a little bit to the south here, but still doing a pretty good job. 8 a.m., yeah, maybe a snow flurry here and there. Let's take you to the noon hour. All right, not much going on, is there? Just a few snow flurries here and there, some activity off to the west, but yeah, we're starting to see the potential of a pop-up shower here and there for the valley. Here's the thing about the valley. You'll mostly be dry. There are a few spots that could see a stray shower for this afternoon, and an even slimmer chance for an isolated thunderstorm, but it certainly could happen. You can see here as we go into about 5, 6 o'clock, we're seeing some more activity down to the south, and then of course we're also still seeing some snow flurries. I mean, look at outdoors Bernie, maybe a flurry over you this afternoon or evening, and off to the east. And off to the west, northwest here, we've got to watch this, because this could potentially bring some more rain for the coast by late tonight and early tomorrow morning. All right, so let's kind of extend this into time. We go to a different forecast model here. And again, you can see as we go into tonight, tomorrow morning, look at that. That's all coming on in here. So we could see some, brief periods of moderate to even heavy rainfall along the coast. Snow still, look at around Hoopa, towards Gas Key. Snow level still rather low. The colder air is still in place. So we could still be looking at some of that lower elevation snow there. But look what happens as we go. This is 8 o'clock Saturday. Maybe western portions of Trinity County around Highway 299 could create some problems there, possibly, right on, say, Oregon Mountain, maybe even out towards Berry Summit. Something to think about for tomorrow morning if you have to travel in that way. That's when you need to check the latest road conditions. But there you can see here, still a chance for a few scattered showers. But then by noon, it's all pretty much done with. And then we're dry here for Saturday afternoon. And by the way, everyone else looking at dry conditions through the day on Saturday. Sunday, picture perfect. I think we could see some fog here in some of those, especially some of those mountain inlet, like those mountain valleys, for example. It's kind of clearing out by Sunday afternoon, but boy, picture perfect day here. Again, today, especially this weekend, it's going to be perfect because it's going to clear out. And since we saw so much low elevation snow, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful sight. Some of those foothill peaks, some of those mountain peaks, snow freshly covered, beautiful. All right, not so beautiful is the flooding. And you can see here, Red Bluff southward, we're either in the action stage or in the minor flood stage. Action is basically just saying, hey, it's below flood, but it's getting close. So that's what we're seeing here. You also see here Pitt River in the moderate flood stage. It's been in the major stage the last few days, so we are starting to see it begin to show signs of retreating, and looks like we're okay here and will be okay for the rest of the weekend and into next week for places like Eel River, right, and Mad River as well. All right, so let's take a look. We still have some flood warnings out there this morning along the Sacramento River. This is for, I believe, Tehama Bridge, and this is for Ord Ferry. So let's take a look right now And this is what it looks like I'm just going to kind of show you several. So you see how we have this flat line here? This is because we're seeing a big release coming out of Lake Shasta, out of the dam. So it's going to stay fairly consistent here. But hopefully it stays below the flood stage. You can see right now it's very close, but that's what it's looking like. It looks like Tehama Bridge may be right around or just above the flood stage here, even as we go into early next week. So the problems we're dealing with around the Tehama Bridge are problems we'll be dealing with here this weekend and even into next week. Now you can see here, very close to the flood stage here for Vine and Woodson Bridge, but should stay below that flood stage. Here's a look at Hamilton City, at Sacramento River, obviously, still below that flood stage. But then we look at Ord Ferry. Look at this. I mean, it's just right there in that line between just hitting the minor flood stage to being just below it. So basically, it's going to be pretty swelled up here through at least Tuesday, if not longer. And again, this is all because they're releasing more water than usual out of the dam. All right, so there you can see they still have that flood warning through Saturday morning, but we are showing signs of it just slowly receding. So, you know, it's been in the major category in flooding for several days. So now we're back into the moderate to eventually minor, and it continues to drop here as we go through the weekend. So again, that colder air is in place, cold and unstable. That's why we're seeing some of those showers and snow flurries in the mountains. That's Saturday morning. That pretty much fizzles out, as you can see. Then we're dry for Sunday, Monday. Tuesday, I'm watching this right here. See that? This is an area of low pressure. This is a bit of an inside slider. We talk about that sometimes, and that can really kick up those winds a little bit here, but it's limited in moisture, but we could see some snow flurries in some of the mountains here on Tuesday. But dry most likely for the valley and dry most likely for the coast as well. Then Wednesday looks dry. There's the next system coming in. Look at this. Cold air, warm, moist air. What is that? That's another setup possibly for another possible low snow event. Low elevation snow event, and that could include parts of the valley. Now again, we're going out 7 days, 6-7 days at this point, so don't count on it just yet, but it is something I'll be ironing out as we get closer to it. But the long-range forecast models both agree that this will be a cold storm system. Just how cold, that's going to be the big question. As we go into Friday, it's still looking at more activity coming, pushing on through, maybe a break, and then more coming in behind that. Bottom line, we are expected to see wetter than normal conditions in the longer range. But we take a look at the winds. All right, they're not that much of an issue today. In fact, Saturday, they'll pick up a little bit out of the north, 15 to 20 miles per hour in the valley. And then Sunday, it looks like the winds will be even a little bit stronger, 20 to 25 miles per hour. So you'll probably notice a bit of a breeze on Saturday and then slightly stronger breezes through the day on Sunday, because you see Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, still those gusty winds at times through the day. And again, there's those wetter than normal conditions I was talking about as we go into the long range. Now, again, we're talking about those releases coming out at Lake Shasta. So as a result, we're not seeing it rise as much, but still almost 2 feet. It's risen in the last 24 hours. Trinity Lake, almost a foot, and about a foot out towards Lake Oroville. Once again, they're also, I believe they're releasing more out of Lake Oroville as well. But look at the capacity. We're almost at 90% for Lake Shasta and in the low 80 percentile range in capacity alone, just for Trinity and Oroville. Okay, so here's your wave heights. As you can see here, we're going to be fairly low. In fact, they're dropping. There's a small corrected advisory this morning, which will be allowed to expire before probably the afternoon. And then Saturday, the wave heights don't look to be that much of a problem either. But we look at our marine forecast here. North winds at about 10 to 15 knots. There's your high and your low tide, your sunrise, your sunset. There's that small corrected advisory again this morning, but should be allowed to expire probably even before noon. Temperatures in the low 40s for the Highway 299 corridor there. Upper 30s, low 40s out towards Highway 3. Douglas City about 43 degrees. So what you'll notice, mainly dry today through Monday. Could see a snow flurry on Tuesday. And I've got snow levels just kind of broad brushed at about 1,000 feet next Thursday. We'll be, of course, fine tuning those numbers as we get closer to the end of next week. But again, could be that low elevation snow event. There you can see, of course, we're looking at Hayfork, also seeing that potential here on Tuesday, and then once again next Thursday. For southern Humboldt County with your north coast neighborhood forecast, could see a morning shower otherwise on Saturday, and of course today as well. We're seeing that right now. And then dry through Wednesday. but Tuesday could maybe see a stray shower there. And then, of course, those lower snow levels once again on Thursday. Ferndale, about 50 degrees today. Could see a stray shower this morning as well. Stray shower possibly on Saturday morning. That's also the case as you head north. Trinidad, about 49, 44 degrees in Hoopa, and Willow Creek, about 45 degrees. 40 in Gas Key, 49 degrees for Smith River. Orleans, about 44, and Orick topping out at about 47 degrees. Here's your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. Could see a snow flurry today. Don't count on it, though. Everyone, for the most part, looking pretty dry, but there could be a stray snow flurry today. Out towards Tuesday, maybe a chance coming in there. Better chances for more significant snow coming in on Thursday of next week. It's also the case for Scott Valley, by the way. 33 degrees for Greenview, 35 degrees in Callahan, central and eastern Siskiyou County. I mean, look how cold it is. I mean, we're only getting in the low to mid 30s on average. Dunsmuir, though, getting up to about 38 degrees. Excuse me. There's a look at your Modoc County neighborhood forecast. Those temperatures are going to be in the low to maybe some mid 30s, likely getting up to about 36. Otherwise, the low 30s pretty much everywhere else. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast. So for Boerne, you may see a stray flurry here this morning or even this afternoon, but for the most part, you're looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies and mainly dry conditions and cold. Of course, we're dry Saturday, Sunday, Monday. There's that slight chance on Tuesday, and then maybe some more significant snow possibly by next Thursday. Lake Almanor, Lassen Park, we're looking at temperatures there in the 30s around the lake and in the 20s out of the park. Look how cold it is. Those overnight lows, you're in the single digits, but definitely getting cold even during the daytime highs. Here's your Eastern Mountains, and you can see out towards Paradise about 47 degrees for that daytime high. We're looking at about 36 in Portola and 40 in Susanville. Let's take a look at your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Walgamuth Painting. Your temperatures will be in the mid-50s, 55 degrees for Hamilton City and Willows, 52 degrees in Willow Creek. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast for Chico. Dry today. Now again, maybe a stray shower, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm. I'll be watching it. It'll be dry through at least Wednesday, and then more wet weather coming in by the end of next week. Let's take you up to the north. About 51 degrees for Redding, 46 for Lakehead, 50 in Palo Cedro, 51 degrees for Cottonwood, and Whiskeytown, about 46 degrees. All right, looking at your 7-day outlook for Redding. There it is. Of course, temperatures in the mid-50s by the weekend, low 50s by Tuesday. We're dry. Now again, maybe a stray shower today. It's off chance for a thunderstorm, but really for the most part, we're going to be dry in the valley. Now look at the precipitation coming out of that cloud on Thursday. If you're watching from a big screen TV, you'll easily see it. If you're watching on your phone, it might not be as easy to see, but there are some snowflakes mixed in with that rain. Listen, I'm not committing to that 100%. I'm not setting that in stone, but it's something I've got my eyes on. I'm going to be watching it because, looking at the elements with yesterday's storm, looking at the forecast elements with Thursday's storm, seeing some similarities. Temperature, amount of moisture, the works. So we'll watch it. We'll watch it very closely here as we approach next week. Again, not set in stone, but certainly something worth watching. Let's see here. We've got David Hoffman. Oh, I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing out there, David Hoffman? Saying, good morning, Mike. Getting home from Medford yesterday was very challenging. Oh, my goodness. I don't envy you at all. That could not have been fun. Could not have been fun at all. Well, I'm ready to call it a show. How about you? What's everybody up to this weekend? I know like I said, I'm planning on heading out to the ski park this evening, drop my son off at Alpine practice. Very excited to get back on the slopes again, even this evening. Night skiing's not my favorite, so I kind of get there before sunset, and I can at least get a few runs in before it gets too dark. And then we're going to be going up there again on Sunday. If I'm up to it, which I probably won't, but my son would probably love it if I did. If I was up to it Saturday, maybe doing some more. Maybe doing some skiing on Saturday too, and then maybe on Sunday. And then, of course, he's got a race on Monday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 4 days in a row at the Shasta Ski Park. I need a house up there. That's what I need. That's what I need. If I could just, live there in the winter, do my show from there, that would be fun. I got to get more sponsors in order to buy a house in Mount Shasta, that's for sure. Yeah. Well, David, I appreciate that. Saying he appreciates me. I certainly appreciate you. I appreciate all of you for watching. I appreciate your support. I appreciate my sponsors. I appreciate all of this. I am grateful for what I still have after over a year and a half of Weather NorCal. Boy, you know, in June of this year, 2-year anniversary of Weather NorCal. How exciting is that? I'm so excited about that, and that's fantastic. So I'm going to call it a show. Let's get ready and take a look at some of the cameras that are out there this morning and leave you with that. In the meantime, of course, I will not be back tomorrow morning. Coffee with Krueger is Monday through Friday. But be sure to check in with me the rest of the day today. I'll have your afternoon update. It usually uploads around noon. I'll have your evening update, which usually updates around 6 p.m. So we'll have those updates there for you. And Chase Wilson will be in over the weekend, giving you your 3 updates a day, 6 a.m., noon, and 6 p.m. And I'll be back right here on Coffee with Krueger at 7 a.m. next Monday. So have yourselves a great weekend. Hey, take some great pictures of the mountains and share them from the free Weather NorCal app, because it's going to be gorgeous out there. It's going to be, I can't say it enough, it's going to be gorgeous. Because of all the fresh snow on some of those lower mountain peaks. So be sure to check that out. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.